Olympic CHS. My name is Margaret. Today I have the pleasure to present three men which are running for presidency of the U.S. Each one of them will give us their opinions, plans to solve the economic problems. Our first candidate is the man whose party has recently been created by Father Charles Cohen. Give it up for William Lamke. So right to the questions. Do you believe that the Union Party will succeed in the country?
I believe that this party will make a lot of change to the history of the U.S.
How so?
Well, hopefully, other Republicans and Democrats not satisfied with their nominees will vote for me.
First, you supported the presidency of Roosevelt. How come you are against him now?
Well, indeed, I was in favor of Roosevelt, but soon after the New Deal, I felt he didn't know what he was doing. Like I said before, Roosevelt does not know from where he is going.
Mr. Lamke, some people accuse you of not being a charismatic character. Do you think that is affecting how people are going to make their choices?
So now the election depends on charismatic. Elect Charlie Chaplin instead.
Well, Mr. Lamke, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Go. Now pictures lovers have a new way of looking at pictures. Lewis published Life magazine, making his third magazine published. The first issue was sold for 10 cents. Now all has a new way of getting entertained with reading.
We're back to the Project CHS. Now our next guest is the governor from Kansas running for the Republican platform. Give a round of applause for Mr. Alfred Landon.
Hi, Margaret. Thank you.
Thanks for delighting us with your presence this evening. So, Mr. Landon, you have been governor of Kansas twice, and it looks like you may be president of the U.S. What are your plans to help improve the economic?
I think that the first problem to counterattack this depression is solving the agricultural issues. Your city of New York is the greatest market for farm products in the country. As consumers, you want an ample supply of food at fair prices. As wage earners, you need a buying power of a prosperous farm population. The welfare of agriculture is also the welfare of industry. A fair adjustment between the two is not a matter of politics. It is a matter of national necessity. Now, another problem that America is facing is the Social Security Act established during Roosevelt's administration. These taxes start at the rate of $2 in taxes for every $100 of wages. They increase until it is $6 in taxes for every $100 in wages. For instance, under the new law, many workers now 50 years old must pay burdensome taxes for the next 15 years in order to receive a pension when they are 65. Whereas, those of the same age who come under some state laws pay no taxes and yet actually get a larger pension when they reach the age of 65. There is every probability that the cash they pay in will be used for current deficits and new extravagances. We are going to have trouble enough to carry out an economy program without having the treasury flush with money drawn from the workers.
Thank you, Mr. Dana, for coming.
No, thank you for having me here.
Olympics of 1936 opened in Berlin, Germany. It was the first full live coverage of sports event in the world history. 2 days after the opening, the African American Jesse Owens wins the 100-meter dash.
Vasquez is the former President of the United States with his famous New Deal plan. Give it up for Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Okay.
No, Mr. President, it's a pleasure to have you here. Do you think you will be able to win this election? Why and what plans do you have?
You know, in the past 10 years, we fear. Now we have conquered fear. In our land we enjoy indeed a fullness of life greater than that of the most nations. But the rush of modern civilization itself has raised for us new difficulties, new problems which must be solved, if we are to preserve to the U.S. a political and economic freedom.
Mr. Roosevelt, it looks like you have been picked to answer a question from our audience.
Hi.
Hello, and thank you for participating in our show. What's your name, and what is your question?
My name is Shirley. I am calling from Detroit. If you get elected, do you think you will be able to solve the problems that the country is facing right now, and what methods will you use?
Thank you for asking, Shirley. I know something about Detroit. I knew that during the Depression, the government of Detroit reduced its operating expenses to the bone, using every penny it could scrape together for the relief of thousands of men and women who were literally on the verge of starvation. This was a call for action, immediate action, by the new federal government in Washington. That is what saved the day in the life of many from Detroit. Now the problem involved building up purchasing power of every kind. In restoring it, there is one element often overlooked by those who dwell in great industrial cities: the building up of the prices which farmers obtain for their farm products. The dollars that we spend in relief, in work relief, in CC camps, in cattle and hog buying and processing, each of those dollars went to work. They were spent in the shops of the city, retailers, wholesalers who bought from manufacturers, and wages. Detroit today is a very different city from what it was 3 years ago. And while the wheels of industry turn fast and while unemployment is very greatly decreased, yet there are many problems not yet solved. Hopefully, if I get elected once again, those problems will be solved.
Well, thank you, Mr. Roosevelt, for coming. It was a pleasure to have you here.
No, thank you, Margaret.
Questions. Do you believe that the G-Union Party will succeed in the country?
Hi, Margaret. Thank you.